Hello, friends. Just making sure we are in the right spots. As you come in, say hello to me. It looks like, do I sound good and look good? Doing mic check. Looks good and sounds good. Great. Well, we are officially at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get started. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Cards by TLC. If you are new here, my name is Tammy Savello, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of the San Francisco Bay Area. Hello, my friends. Hello, Robin. Hello, Patty. Great. Well, today is Thursday, January 26th. Can you believe that? We are already at the end of the month. That's so crazy. It is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are streaming here live right here on YouTube. So if you are catching me on the replay afterwards, after January 26, 2023, just put in hashtag replay and maybe go ahead and skip a few minutes while I say hello to everyone. Hello, Nell. Great. I'm glad everything sounds good and we're good to go. And if you are new here, make sure you put in the comments that you're new. Just would love to, even if you're watching the replay, just put hashtag new or hashtag replay. But if you are joining me today, we are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be playing with the Love for You bundle, and that is on page 11 out of the January to April 2023 mini catalog. We're going to move forward with more Valentine's Day love. So this bundle is a lot of fun. It's got really fun, bold lettering. It's got coordinating greetings that go with the lettering. It's got a cute two-step flowers with some incredible layering dies. Let me go ahead and show you those layering dies. I created this little sampler so it's easier to showcase. And it has your bold solid layer. So much love fits in this top section. For You fits in this this bottom section. And then it has a layering of outline of the words, and then you have your fine lettering that fits inside. So it builds up like 3 potential images, and we're actually going to be playing on the projects today. We're going to be showcasing all 3 layers as well as one that just has the fine lettering. But if you do use this fine lettering, word of caution, you definitely want to use these self-adhesive sheets. These self-adhesive sheets are a must in your craft room. And it's great for that fine detail lettering for die cutting because it basically builds a sticker for you. It comes in 6 by 12 sheets with 3 rows of 2-inch strips. And there's 12 of these sheets that come to a pack. So it's a great item to have in your craft room, and these are found in the annual catalog in the adhesive section in the back. So these are available on my online store as well as all of the supplies listed today. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me get this stuff out of the way, and I will show you our first projects. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. So our first 2 projects that we are creating today, we are actually going to be making these cute Valentine's Day cards. And we are going to be using this beautiful, again, Country Floral Lane designer paper. It comes in 12 sheets. Amazing projects, and I love this. It's great for Valentine's Day, but it's also great for just friendship cards and birthday cards and just sweet little cards that you may create. So we are actually going to be cutting a 4 by 5 1/4 sheet of designer paper of this pattern right here, the heart pattern. And I'm going to be showing you that on camera just how I cut that, but I created 2 cards with the 1 cut. So we're going to go ahead and do our cut of our designer paper first. and then we'll build our cards. But as you can see, I created 2 cards from that one cut. So let's go ahead and do that and get started and get this out of the way. Bring in our handy dandy paper trimmer. And then, so what you're going to do is, like I said, this is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And you're going to want to line up that bottom left-hand corner at the point. And then at the top, you want to leave about maybe like a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. That looks like a good layout that I had. So we're going to go ahead and, oops, let's get that line back up. And we are good. And I like to start and cutting in the middle of the paper, go down and go up, because you don't want to ruffle those edges. So we're going to go ahead and put, as you can see, it goes on the bottom half. But we're going to go ahead and put this piece aside for our next project. But this is the piece that we're going to be using on the first project. And the pieces that I have, let's see here. We have a thick basic white card base, and this is cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and or folded in half. And then we have a layering of my favorite new embossing folder, the Cane Weave embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder. Let me just kind of, if I can reach, I'm nervous on doing this again, but let me just show you really quick. So we have 2 types of embossing folders. We have a 3D embossing folder and a regular embossing folder. Here's another one that is my favorite, the gingham embossing folder. So you can see that the 3D embossing folder is a thicker embossing folder, so it gives you more of an embossed image. And this regular embossing folder just gives you just that subtle image. But you can see, I don't know if you can see the difference, but this is more 3D, as you can see, and raised up, and this gives you more of that subtle look. Both of these 2 embossing folders are fabulous for a background. It goes with anything, and I mean anything. This is like my 2 favorite embossing folders. But I just kind of wanted to show you the difference of the embossing folders. So I have 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of that. And then we have, oh, I already cut that. We'll put that offside for another card. And then I also have the in color twine ribbon that I went ahead and cut the bow off camera, because you know me and bows, we don't mix on camera. So that I saved some time, and that comes in this cute twine in colors, and it comes in 4 of the in colors, or I think 5 of the in colors. But we have that done ahead of time, and then I went ahead and pre-cut out all of my lettering, my letters. So that is off camera and done for us. I did just stuff off camera just to save us some time. And then we have a strip. It's a 1/2 inch strip, about by maybe 6 3/4, but you want to be able to go over that whole embossing layer. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and build our little So Much Love first. These are so much fun and so easy to play with. I love that you can do all 3 layers, or that you can do any layer that you want. You can just do the lettering. Be very cautious, because it is intricate, but you peel that off just like a sticker. And then my tip for you for this is maybe start in that top corner right here and just slowly, just gingerly lay that on top of your lettering. And as you can see, I am all fingers, and I'm just looking back at Heather, welcome in. The party can start. There we go. Sorry, I was looking at comments. And then we've got our sew. And of course I didn't start these stickers off camera, so it's gonna fuss at me. Just kind of play with it. Find a spot that it'll cut open. There we go. Pull that release tape off. And line that up. Sorry, I'm just reading comments and getting caught up as you talk amongst yourselves and mess with each other. That's what I love about my little page and my community. I have fellow demonstrator friends that come on here and support me and ask questions, and hopefully I show you something new. If not, you come for the fun and the party. And this literally is like a sticker. Okay, and then we were going to go ahead and glue these pieces down onto our solid. I think there it goes. It was clogged up a little bit. Now here's our little solid image, and what I like to do is just kind of lay that much down just so I could see how high I'm going to bring this sew in. And with the liquid glue, you've got that wiggle room. Tom allows for that wiggle room. Heather, I agree, you are the party. Oh, I love my friends. You try to cut the seam. Oh yeah, that does make sense, Marcy. You cut the seam so you can start the peel from there. That makes sense. Thank you for that tip. Okay, and then so there is our So Much Love layer. Let's go ahead and glue down our top layer, and as you can see, because you left that 1/2 inch piece at the top, it butts up really nicely and gives you a nice cut image. Lay that down. So, do you guys send out Valentine's Day cards? I am finding that I'm going to be sending out Valentine's Day cards since I did not get some Christmas cards that I wanted to get out this year. So I am sending Valentine's Day, and as I've spoken to you many times before, if you are not new to my lives, that Valentine's Day was my father's favorite holiday. He did love Christmas, don't get me wrong, but my father was a hopeless romantic and treated the women in his life with love, and he loved love. And I think I definitely inherited that out of my father, but Valentine's Day has become a second favorite holiday, if not probably one of my favorite holidays. So I'm keeping that as an angle just so I can kind of see where I want to place that. And then we're just going to do Happy Valentine's Day. And that H, I don't like the way that turned out. So we have a second side, always a second side to this. Let's go ahead and flip that around and try that one more time. Make sure that H gets down. There we go. Perfect. Now, you usually don't send them, but with some new stamp sets, you are this year. I agree. The Valentine's Day stamp sets are adorable this year. Put that around. And then, so what I'm going to do next is go ahead and take my adhesive and just kind of run that along there and pop that down. And as you can see, it's gonna come off of that, but I think I'm gonna bring that up just a little bit more. There we go. That's a good spot. And then what I do is flip that over, come in with my paper snips and trim that. There we go. Perfect. And then we will lay this layer on. Make sure we get a good amount of Tom in there. And then I like to leave about a 1/4 inch border around the edges. There we go. And then now you can either pop this layer up on it, Stampin' Dimensionals, or lay it flat. I kind of like the flatter look just because the card is already kind of with the embossed folder. I don't want to add extra postage if I'm sending this out. So if it's already kind of at a thicker consistency, I like to glue things flat. And bear with me just 1 second without pulling my cord. I need to reach for my glue dots over on my craft table, and I managed to do that. See, if I'm aware of how far I walk, it won't pull the stand down. And I doubled up on this loop just to give it a little bit more thicker consistency. Thank you, Heather. I really love this card. I was really happy with my projects this week. You know, sometimes when you create your projects for your lives, you're just like, yes, I like the way that turned out. I was very, very happy. And then to finish this off, we are going to use the iridescent pearls. I have these off to the side somewhere over here. There we go. And it just gives it a dainty little finished. Thank you, Kathy. So we are going to go, where did I put? I put it right there. I put the bigger one right there, and then the smaller one right there, and then one more small one down there. There we go. Our first project is done. Now you can certainly, I kept it, I didn't do anything on the inside. You can certainly stamp a heart or add some extra designer paper. I will probably go ahead and do that because you know me, I can't keep the inside plain. But it does allow more room to sign this card. So this is our first project. Glad you liked it. Let's go ahead and bring in our second card. Now, as you can tell, I did some heat embossing on my sentiment this time. I absolutely love heat embossing. The funny thing is I don't do it very often. You would think that I would go ahead and do it since I love it. When I first joined Stampin' Up, or before I joined Stampin' Up, when I was first introduced to card making, heat embossing was my favorite thing. I saw that heat embossing and I was hooked. That's what I absolutely fell in love with the magic. I thought it was so magical and so fun. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the pieces for our card and our heat embossing stuff. So as you can see, we have used we're going to be using the second piece of our card to do that. And then as you can see, I have our pieces right here. Our card base is in real red. This time we are cut at 4 1/4 by 11. Cut it, scored it 5 1/2 or folded in half. Then we have our cane weave embossed piece. We have our piece here. I went ahead and cut them ahead of time, and that way we could do another card later on with that. But we have this piece, and on the inside I did something a little extra special. With that designer paper, it comes with a fun piece of designer paper, and you can punch out the pieces of the paper. And so I took a 1/2 of an inch by 4 1/4 or by 4 piece of strip for the bottom, and then I'm going to decorate the inside with those 2 pieces. So there's our pieces for that. Let's go ahead and glue down our pieces really quick, just so they're out of the way. Start with the inside piece. You love heat embossing too. That was so magical to me, and I absolutely love it. And I really need to do it more often. I think it's just because I need new embossing powder. I've had my embossing powder for so long, and it does get old and dingy. So I pray that it'll cooperate today. I do have some new embossing powder on order. But I hope that it cooperates today. You get in such a groove, Kathy, that you think that it takes extra steps for the heat embossing. You have to be prepared to heat emboss, and I think what I need to do is figure out some projects that I want to heat emboss and just do them all at once. Your 23-year-old loved the heat embossing. Isn't that fun? Isn't it? I think what I'm going to do, I think I got to figure out Jim's schedule again, but we need to bring the hubby back in and craft with us again. And you saw what he did with the glue, so we'll have to see what he does with the heat embossing powder. I'm kind of scared, to be quite honest with you, but we're going to have him make a card with heat embossing. I store mine in a drawer too, Marcy, and I forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind. So I'm going to have to do what my friend Patty does and just keep everything out. Just keep it all out. And then you know what, Marcy? That would be so much fun. My friend Marcy here on the live is coming down next month, and I am so excited to have one of my best friends here crafting with me, and that would be fun. I think actually, Marcy, I might have you as a guest appearance and stamping with Jim. I'll create the projects and you guys stamp together. That'll definitely be a fun live. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that piece is done. Let's go ahead and bring in our red strip and our embossing stuff. As you can see, I have it. It is older because I've stored it in these containers that I got at the Dollar Tree. However, I think because we have our new kit, that this is going to work out better. The reason why I kept them in this container is because we didn't have this kit for the longest time. So now that we have the kit, I'm going to buy new embossing powder and probably just keep these put off to the side for now. But I definitely want to, for storage purposes, it would be a lot easier to store. So this comes in this kit. It comes with our embossing buddy, the little container to put your extra embossing powder, and a brush, and a heat tool. Words are hard. Tweezer. Here we go. And so you definitely want to put that as static. Take the static off of your project. And this is just a powdery pillow. And then let me clean off my Happy Valentine's Day stamp because that's what we're going to be using. And then we have our Versamark ink pad. And then, as you can see, I did both sides. So I'm going to turn my strip right there and then stamp down there. And I know you can't see it on camera, but I can see it. There we go. Get this out of the way, get that out of the way. Flip that over. Did I get all that? And then I'm going to bring in this little brush and get the excess powder that I have off of there. And I think I need to add a little bit more powder here at the end. Okay, I think that looks okay. If not, I already have one already done, but I want to show you the magic of heat embossing. And it's going to get loud in here for a minute. I apologize for the loudness. It sounds like a hair dryer, but we got to heat up our tool. Get that going. And I'm going to bring this up so you can kind of see the magic. And as that heats up, you can see it slowly turning white. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Maybe at that angle it might be a little bit better. And you see the magic happening. And that melts the powder. And there we go. I'm going to let that cool off to the side. I went ahead and with the magic of camera, I have one all ready to go. But as you can see, it brightens up. And it does leave powder residue all over, so be prepared for that. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way because I don't want to dump powder all over the place. So that is done. And then we have our For You pieces right here. Let's go ahead and build that up. Bring the proper backing on that. And if I had regular tweezers, I would be using those. That helps me lay this down easier. But my husband used my regular tweezers for his Lego stickers and lost my tweezers. And I struggle with crafting tweezers because my brain doesn't work that way because it's opposite of a regular tweezer. So I struggle with crafting tweezers. My goodness, I have that embossing powder everywhere. Lay that down. And then let's bring in our extra piece here, and then we'll just do what we did like the first time and just add the glue along the edge here. Lay that down. Flip that over and trim the excess paper off. Okay, glue you down. And I have a hack for you for those who are wondering where I got the bright red decorative dots from. I have glue on my finger so it keeps pulling that sticker off. So see these dots? Now I always struggle with bright red embellishments. We have great embellishments, but we don't have really good bright red. So what I have done is I pulled in our 2022-2024 in color dots in the Sweet Sorbet, and as you can see, they're already kind of a reddish tone anyway. They're part of the red family. So I took our light cherry cobbler. You could use the dark cherry cobbler to even make it a more intense, but I wanted to kind of match the red. I tried real red, but it didn't quite give me as an intense look as I wanted. But our alcohol blends are amazing. You can color you can color any embellishment. Marcy, you will be coloring embellishments when you come. But I have went ahead and colored this one, but as you can see, you can brighten up any of our colors. And I do love that these are more of an ombre look. So if you're looking for that softer look, it's great because it starts off light and goes to dark. But I just went ahead and took my cherry cobbler Stampin' Blend and colored those in for a bright, solid red image. Let's go ahead and pull you there, and 2 babies. I always like to do 3 or 5. And my putty is sticking. Okay, come on, little guy. There we go. And there we go. And there is project number 2. We've got the front and the inside. Fun, huh? Okay, we're moving right along here. Usually I'm done with my live by now, but I do have one more project for you. And I wanted to show you something that was just a little different. This could be a birthday card, an anniversary card, just thinking of you card. But I love the fact that these, this stamp set comes with 2-step flowers. So I needed to certainly use that. I went ahead and made it a Valentine's Day card, but just to keep with the theme. But as you can see, it can be used as a birthday card, anniversary card, thinking of you, whatever you want it to be. So let's go ahead and start with this. As you can see, I created kind of like a floral wreath type thing. So what I did with a very light hand to my pencil, I just took one of, I think it was the second largest in the Stylish Shapes dies. The second smallest. And I just drew around an edge with a pencil, and then I'll come in with the eraser and erase that. But this allows me to build my leaves around the image. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how I did that first and foremost. Now this is a 2-step thing, 2-step stamp. And what that means is I have a more of a like actual image of the leaf and then a solid image. So let me go ahead and bring in my Pear Pizzazz, and I have my handy dandy little pad here just so I can stamp off camera. I might even stamp off down here, it doesn't matter. But bring in my Pear Pizzazz. And make sure that I have the image of the leaf this time. And this one I'm going to do solid. So I'm just going to kind of haphazardly just kind of build around the circle. I'm not going to go completely around a circle because this is where our sentiment's going to go. So I'm going to come down here and that, and it's okay if it goes off, it's totally fine. And I think I'll be okay with that because the flower kind of goes in between that. So now what I did is I stamped off on the solid image. So we just stamp off and come in and line that up. That's what I love about photopolymer stamps, is it gives it that lighter image. Stamp off. So you just so I can kind of see that. Now I can go in with my eraser and erase my circle. You could probably even leave that because you're building on top of it, but I'm just going to come in with my eraser and just erase that line. You can certainly leave it however you want to, but let me go ahead and show you how I stamped my flowers now. Put this off to the side, but we do need this. And we are going to start off with the purple flower, this flower right here. And I used 2 colors. I use the Highland Heather for the inside of the flower, and for my solid image, I use the Fresh Freesia. So here is our more intricate image. Let's bring in a scrap piece. And what I love about this is these flowers have the dies that meet directly up with them. But we're going to start off with the Highland Heather. So it's darker. And then we're going to come in with our Fresh Freesia, our lighter color. Excuse my head in here really quick and see how I'm hoping to get that on camera. You can see the outline on the inside, and it just goes down and straight up like that. Now you'll see the next color. I did a stamp off. I used Rich Razzleberry, and let me clean my stamp off camera really quick. And then we're going to come in with the Rich Razzleberry, our solid or our more intricate image, down like that. Ooh, I had fun with that. And then I'm going to come in, stamp off, and then come in with the stamped off version, and see how that just lightens it up really nicely. Now we're going to kind of come in with the smaller flowers and do our pink flowers. And what I did with the pink was I used polished pink, and then I did the stamped off for the lighter color. So we start with our, I'm going to be doing 4 of these. And then we come in with our solid image, and we stamp off. And which side did I have this? Is this way? Oh, I have you this way. And it gives it a nice soft pink in that background. Off. And there we go. And what I love about this is our dies match directly up with them. And of course, with the magic of TV, once again, put that off to the side, we have our pieces. Let me get this stuff out of the way. We have our little pieces. So here are our 4 pink flowers, our 2 flowers, and our 4 You. So we don't lose the 4 You. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our pale papaya, or not pale papaya. Wow, that was a bad color. Fresh Freesia. And what I used was the largest flag die from our Stylish Shapes dies. I love this. If you, again, another solid thing to have in your craft room. And we are going to go ahead and peel off our 4 You. I'm going to start with the U. That way I can kind of see how that comes off. Thank you, Patty. You know, Patty, I appreciate the compliment. You know me, I don't typically do flower cards. And you're making me step outside my box and thinking outside my comfort zone. I love it. I think it's really pretty, and I'm actually going to be having more flowers in the future. So I'm really loving the 2-step stamping. For some reason, again, that's another one of those that I don't typically do. And I don't know why. You get used to your own little comfort and style and stuff like that. So there's that. That's out of the way. Let's go ahead and bring in our circle piece. Where is that leaf piece? Okay, here we go. And then we're going to start kind of building. I'm going to lay this down here just so I can kind of have a guide. And then we'll just kind of build from there. That can go there. That can go there. And here's a tip. You just want to kind of lay these down and see where you want to lay them. And maybe one right there. And then of course that one on top. And now that you have this laid down, you just kind of slowly lift back up and just kind of build from there. And I think what I did was I popped these two up on Stampin' Dimensionals just to give it a little bit of dimension so we can sneak these smaller flowers underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Stampin' Dimensionals out. And I think what I'm going to do also is glue this piece down just so it's laid and I'm not messing with it. And that way I can kind of build on top of it. Okay. We have that. And then come in with our, this is another fun set that you can just kind of, I love buildable sets that you can just kind of build your own scenes. If you notice the inside, I also forgot to mention that the inside of my flowers are yellow, and I brought in my Stampin' Blend. Now it does come with a stamp, a solid image stamp, but I like to have the whole circle covered. So I just came in with my Stampin' Blend and did it that way. Your Stampin' Blend, Stampin' Write marker, any type of marker that you may have. Color that in, and then we'll just glue down our flowers. Hello from Central Florida. Welcome. Glad you can join us. Are you a first-time viewer? I don't recognize your name. Welcome, welcome. Glad you found us. Tuck that one in. And I'm thinking up there in that corner, that's gonna look nicely. There we go. What do you think? Do you like that? Let's go ahead and do our stamping for the inside. Put that off to the side, but do you like that? Isn't that fun to lay that up? Let's go ahead and stamp. And now what I did, the color that I did on the inside was the Fresh Freesia and the Highland Heather. So let's go ahead and bring those two colors back in. Wow, I'm almost going an hour, guys. Thank you for staying with me during this project. I appreciate that. Typically, I like to keep my lives about 35-ish minutes long, but I had some explaining to do and doing things that are kind of not out of my norm. There we go. Line that up just right. There we go. I probably should have done my cushion underneath there, but that's okay. It still gives it a fun look. And then I have Nobody Gets Me Like You Get Me, and then Happy Valentine's Day, and then I did that in Highland Heather. That and Happy Valentine's Day. There we go. Let's glue our pieces down and our projects will be done. And our card base. And then, of course, we have to finish it off with our embellishments. And I have different embellishments for you that I have colored. Now you can certainly color the iridescent pearls with your rich raspberry marker. But I have the new Milky Dots. I think they're the Milky Dots. That's what they're called. Adhesive Milky Dots. And it has 4 different colors. It has like a little pearly color and kind of like this pinkish hue, and then the blue and the gold. And I took the pinkish hue one and I colored that with my black rich raspberry. And then just went ahead and did that ahead of time for you. Again, you can color any embellishment. And there we have it. There is our last and final project. Let me go ahead and bring in our projects that we did today. Our Valentine Trio. There we go. What do you think? Do you like it? I kind of had fun with this bundle today. I hope I answered any questions that you may have. I hope I encouraged you to buy this bundle if you haven't, if it was on your list, how you can just kind of think outside the box. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. It could be anniversary. It could be I love you, whatever you want it to be. They're so much fun. All of the products I use today will be there, along with the sizes and dimensions will be in the description box below, as well as my blog tomorrow at cardsbytlc.com. If you haven't subscribed to my blog, I would love for you to subscribe to it. I hope you enjoyed today's projects. I would love to make sure if you did like today's projects, go ahead and click that like button on the video. That helps me grow my channel and gets me out more out there. And if you have somebody in your life that you would love to share my page with, I am growing my YouTube channel each and every day. I appreciate all that have subscribed. Thank you all for joining me today. I'm not quite sure what I'm making next week, but I guarantee you it'll be fun And it'll probably be 3 projects again as well. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of your week, and hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Honeybee Stamping Hive, for stopping on by and buzzing by. I appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.